What's up, everybody? It's Dave here from Profitable.Tools. In this video, we're going to be looking at Copysmith. This video is continuing the series of GPT-3 themed copywriting tools. Now, if you're not familiar with what any of that is, it sounds like a mouthful. Go ahead and check out the other videos in this series. Start at the beginning, and I explained this entire thing to you, how we arrived at the point where we're having computers write sales copy for us. Trust me, if you are in charge of writing any copy for your company, you'll definitely want to check out some of these tools to help you over any temporary writer block that you might be going through. It's not going to replace you as a human. It's not that good yet, but it is better than you think it might be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Copysmith right now. So here they've got a little demo on their website. This is very much like the other tools that we've seen already. You have some inputs on the left. You hit generate, and then they're going to output, a demo of some Google ads. Now they're showing it as though it's like output in ad format where it's already ready to be published. Looks very slick. We'll see if it actually looks like that on the inside. It does say that the product functionality has been simplified for the purposes of this demo. Got a list of their clients here. It looks like some reputable clients, some names that pop out I definitely recognize. Then just kind of a nice little design of a sales page here. I think this is important to check out from time to time when you're looking at a company, how professional the sales page looks, whether or not it has good copy on the sales page. If you're looking at something that sells you copywriting, that's probably a pretty good baseline for whether or not you should consider the tool. All right, so once you're logged into your account, there are a few things about Copysmith that are different than the other applications I've looked at, and I kind of like them. So first of all, when you log in, you get a folder, right, where you can put your project. So that is really nice. The product that we just looked at, Copy AI, did not have a folder system, but it was based more on projects. So very similar concept, just executed a little bit differently here. So I can go ahead and I can create a new folder here. I'll call this one Profitable Tools. A nice little feature is that they can actually scrape your website to give you some input data. I'm not going to use that right here because I don't have a very good website for the sake of this video. For the product name, I'm going to continue using this product name of Profitable Tools Insiders. Figure if I use the same product throughout all of these demos, we'll kind of get a feel for how they compare to each other. And the product description will look familiar if you've seen the Copy AI video because it is exactly the same as well. And then down here we have the audience bank. That's kind of an interesting way to put this. Basically, what are the different audiences that you are targeting? So I might say something like entrepreneurs, consultants, web designers, marketing agencies. Over here we can add our website URL in. I'll go ahead and do that. All right, and then here we can add some keywords. So this part is a little confusing to me because I'm wondering if they're looking for maybe like tone of voice because we've got high quality and fun as their examples. But keywords, am I looking for keywords related to my product? So that's a little confusing. I'm going to go with their examples in terms of tone of voice. So I'll choose things like thorough, no fluff, engaging. All right, let's hit finish. So here's my folder down here. I'm going to go down to this folder and we'll create a new file. Now I can give this file a name so that you can see that Copysmith is really treating this more like a word processor at this point, right? Because I have a file, I'm putting it into a folder. It's kind of interesting that it doesn't select my folder that I created the project from to begin with. That wasn't selected by default. That would be nice if it was able to notice what I was in when I hit new file. That seems like it should be totally doable. We've got a file name up here we can create, I'll say Insiders Demo. And now we've got the templates. So this was what Copy AI called tools. Jarvis uses templates. Those words are kind of used interchangeably, but we can see we have an article writing assistant. These are their popular tools: the blog ideas, blog intro, blog outro, blog post, bulletin point expander, and product description are their more popular ones, but there are definitely quite a few to browse from. Now, one thing I like about Copysmith is that when I click on something like, let's say I don't really know what the AIDA framework is, I can click on this and it will give me an example of what the output will be so that I get a general idea of what I'm looking for. Sometimes these descriptions are so, kind of vague that you need to see what is going on. So an example would be like, pitch yourself. What does this mean? will easily introduce yourself to new employers or clients. Okay, that clarifies that for me. So that's very useful. It's something that I saw missing from Copy AI. So I like that. Already the user interface is feeling a lot more friendly. I can easily learn how to use the application as I'm using it. I don't feel the need to go out to outside training so far. All right, just like in the last video, we are going to start off with a product description. You can see the sample output here. It looks quite nice because they even have an image, an add to cart button and everything. Let's go ahead and generate a product description. All right, I can start off with my language. I can see that there are quite a few languages available to me. Literally dozens, if not 100+ languages there. I'm not sure exactly how many, but your language is probably covered. Now, it doesn't say anything about output language. I'm noticing that. So it's just what language am I writing in, I would assume. Then we've got tone of voice here, which I can choose between about 6 different tones of voice. Kind of nice that they give me some choices. I know some other applications leave that blank and let you kind of fill in whatever you like. I'm going to go with friendly. Company name is going to be Profitable Tools, and the product name is the Profitable Tools Insiders. Next up, we have product characteristics, and they give me a little help tooltip over here that says they recommend 2 to 8 characteristics. So let me go ahead and enter those in. All right, so I went ahead and added 4 product characteristics here. Next up, let's add some brand keywords. So the examples they give me here are luxurious, natural, and high quality. And I've added some brand keywords: thorough, no fluff, and engaging. Next, we've got words to avoid. That's interesting. I'm not really sure that I have any words to avoid right away. So I'm going to skip that section, see how it goes, and let's hit generate. And it's telling me it's going to take 15 seconds for the magic to happen here. That is less than Copy AI, which was at 30 seconds. All right, we've got some outputs here, and they do give you the nice little template. So the design touch here is quite nice. Let's read what they say. Do you want to start an e-commerce store? No problem. We've got your back. Looking for a way to sell online courses? We got you covered. Interested in increasing your conversion rates and learning marketing automation? You know it. If you're looking for some of the best ways to start or grow your business, then this group is for you. Don't waste time on fluff, just real life strategies that work. Join today and say goodbye to getting stuck. Wow, that is quite good. I am pretty impressed. From those inputs, I didn't even have to write a complete sentence. And it output quite a bit of really nice stuff here. That is great. Check out the next one. It says, Insiders is a highly anticipated training program that will teach you how to start an e-commerce store, sell online courses, master marketing automation, and increase conversion rates. If you're interested in learning how to create passive income with your own e-commerce store, this could be the most important letter you'll ever read. All right, so obviously it's not a letter that I'm selling, but wow, that is also quite good. It's still early on in testing, but I gotta say that Copysmith is looking to be a little bit ahead of Copy AI in terms of the quality of outputs here. I'll just read one more of these product descriptions because I feel like they're really, really better than I expected. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to start an e-commerce store, convert more of your traffic into sales, and learn marketing automation, look no further than the Profitable Tools Insiders. Our team of experts has put together the best strategies in one place so you can supercharge your e-commerce business. You'll learn how to get more people to your site, build a sales funnel that transitions visitors into buyers. That's really cool because I didn't even mention sales funnels, but that is an important thing that you'd want to learn. And automate everything you do online so you can focus on growing your business. Sign up for our free email course today. That is really impressive. I like that. All right, it gave me a ton of options here. I guess I probably have about 10 different outputs. So overall, really, really impressive. Some other little features here before we move on to another type of document. We do have some examples. So before I put in the inputs, I could look at an example of their inputs so I get an idea of what I might expect on the other side. So here they gave it, product name, and then they give you an example of what one of the outputs might look like. That is helpful if you're not sure what to do and you kind of want to mimic an example. The next feature over here is to check for plagiarism, check for uniqueness. I've got 5 checks available. I'm not going to get to that quite yet. We will be doing a plagiarism check just like I did on the Copy AI video using Copyscape, but we'll definitely look at this feature a little bit later on as well. Next up, I can share my copy. If I click this, it's going to open up into a new link, a public link that I'd be able to copy and paste out. You can see that people can vote up and down on these different copies. So that is really cool. I can download the copy here, and I've got the option to download as a text file, as a PDF, or as a CSV in comparison to Copy AI, which is kind of getting the brunt of it because it went first. Copy AI only had the download option available as a CSV. It didn't have the other two. Once I click download, it just downloaded a CSV automatically. And these toggle switches over here will allow me to see the character count as well as the word count. You can see that that is changing on the actual output here. So right now it says words, and I can go over to characters as well. Of course, I can also modify the text using this pencil icon. If I find one I don't like, I can delete it. I can also copy and paste this over into a word processor, and I can save it right here with the little bookmark. If I find a bit of copy that I like and I want some more variations on it, I can choose the More Like This button. As I hover over it, it says, once the output is satisfactory, click this button to generate variants. It's free. If I don't like something, I can click on the side here or even select all, and then I get two more icons that show up to either favorite something or delete something. So this is good if you want to bulk delete or bulk favorite things. You don't have to go through and click the little icons here. A little redundant, but it works. All right, so far, very impressed with Copysmith. Let's try a few more things. Click New File. This time, let's come up with some blog ideas. So I'm going to choose this right here. Once again, I will give this a title, put it in my folder, and you can see over here the type of output that I'm expecting, just basically a list of different blog posts that we could use to begin writing our articles. Let's generate some blog ideas. All right, our input section over here on the left, again, could not be easier. I don't really even need to write anything. It just wants me to insert some target keywords. So I will go ahead and fill this out with some ideas. All right, I've got a bunch of things in here. They don't all make total sense. Let's see what it does with it. I've got create an online course, back up a WordPress site, speed up WordPress, increase e-commerce conversion rate. And this last one, I was kind of just seeing what it would do. I said, what kinds of email sequences do you need? All right, let's hit generate and see what it does with this. All right, so this is really interesting. Rather than giving me a list of blog ideas, it actually gave me a blog headline and then maybe like an introductory paragraph. So let's look at a few of them here. The first one says, the ultimate list of 462 email marketing resources. Now, like I've said in other GPT-3 videos, GPT just makes stuff up. So 462, how did it come up with that number? It just plugged it in. You can obviously change that to be whatever number you want. But let's read the intro paragraph. It says, as you know, I'm a huge proponent of email to market your business. It's the most targeted, trackable, and measurable form of marketing available. There are so many resources out there that will help you use it better. That's why I put together this list of over 460 resources that will help you create great email campaigns, design engaging visuals, and much more. That is quite good. That definitely feels very human. We've got one here on creating a profitable online course. There's one on 10 types of email sequences you need to create a killer e-commerce marketing plan. That's a good headline. That's definitely a decent headline. You could see something like that on HubSpot or something like that. Then we've got 7 different types of email sequences you need to be sending to increase conversions. Also not bad. We got 10 things you should be doing with your e-commerce store, but probably aren't. The 30 most in-demand courses of 2018, 13 WordPress tips that will save you hours, and the ultimate guide to creating an online course, back up your WordPress site, speed up WordPress. So here it looks like it may have gotten confused because it's just pulling in the actual input over there. So that's the first real error we've seen from this tool. Overall, that's a pretty good ratio compared to the other ones we've looked at. The ultimate collection of email marketing resources when it comes to email marketing. They're so very similar to the other article we read. And then this one down here just says how to. So that was probably our second fail. As we go deeper, things are looking a little bit worse. So target market, guide to topic. If you're in the target market for this guide, you'll love what it has to offer. Then we've got 10 tips to creating a killer online course, how to create an online course, how to create an online course that converts. So these are pretty good. I definitely would say that they're above average when it comes to GPT-3 tools that I've seen. All right, so I'm pretty impressed. This tool is looking almost too good to be true at this point, but how does it do with long form blog content? That's what we're about to find out. Their long form blog editor is in beta, so kind of have my guard up here. It might not be as good as the rest of the tool. All right, so I've filled in a file name and once again, put it in the Profitable Tools folder. Again, kind of irritating that doesn't happen automatically. And what we want to choose here is the article writing assistant. Let's go ahead and try this. I will point out that there is no sample output for this. So that's the only one, because I suppose it's in beta, that it doesn't have sample output. So let's try the article writing assistant. Now it looks like it's going to put me through a 3-step process here. We've got our blog ideas, the blog outline, and then finally the blog post. So let's start off with the topic. I said, create a sales page for an online course. Let's go ahead and generate. Here it's saying it's going to take 10 seconds. So that's interesting. It's gone down. All right. So I've got some outputs here. I've got a bunch of them. And what it wants me to do is select one of them. Obviously I can edit it so that I have it read exactly as I'd like it to. And then I assume it's going to move it down the line to the blog outline. So it's giving me the headline and then the intro, just like we saw in the previous example. And next it's going to give me an outline. All right, I like this one right here. It says how to create a sales page for an online course, 4 tips to better conversions. I'm going to probably edit that. So I'll say 4 tips to improve conversions. Then the intro says, if you're serious about online business, you've probably considered creating an online course or two. It's a great way to build authority in your niche, get people to pay attention to you, and create additional streams of passive income. But creating an online course, especially one that converts, is easier said than done. In this article, we'll show you how to make sure your sales page is as effective as possible and sets you up for success with conversions. I think I'll get rid of with conversions there and just say sets you up for success. All right, that is looking pretty good. I'll save these edits and let's go ahead and select this. So next I should get a outline of a blog post based on that topic. All right, once again, we've got some outputs here. I'd say probably about 10 outputs. The first one looks like it's probably the least fleshed out. It says how to create a sales page for an online course, 4 tips to improve conversions. That's kind of like the headline. Then we've got tips 1 through 3 and tips 4 and 5, although there's only supposed to be 4. Maybe that last one is a bonus tip. Then we have a conclusion. If you want to create a successful course, you need an awesome sales page. These tips will help you. All right, so that one is probably out. I'll just go ahead and trash that. All right, here we've got why are sales pages important? How can you use your sales page to build trust? How can you use your sales page to make a great first impression? How can you use your sales page to ensure that leads don't hesitate? And how can you create a compelling call to action that will get people to convert? And our conclusion is an effective sales page will not only convert, but it will connect to your audience and make them feel comfortable. Here's how you can create one for yourself. So kind of a weird conclusion because it's saying, here, here's how you can do it. I would expect there to be more text after that. But overall, not too bad. Let me go ahead and read through a few more of these and I'll choose the one I want to go with. All right, I scrolled through them all. I think I actually like this second one best. It says, why do people purchase an online course? Then number 2 is your sales page is the most important part of your online course. That's what I like the most, something that people don't really take into consideration. Then we say, you keep your sales page simple and easy to read. Yeah, maybe. Incentivize your readers with bonuses they can earn if they buy your course today. That's always a good idea. And then test different headlines to see which attracts the most interested buyers. Finally, the conclusion is if you follow these tips, you'll be able to build a successful online course that generates consistent income month after month. All right, so this one is not perfect, but it's definitely decent. It's something I can work with. Let's go ahead and select it. All right, this time it's saying it's going to take 1.5 minutes to generate the next step, which is the blog itself. So I should have an actual article here in about 90 seconds. We'll see how long this takes. So an error just popped up. It said an unexpected error occurred. It's been probably about 90 seconds at this point. It told me to refresh the page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Hopefully all my work has not been lost. All right, now I'm back out into the steps here. So I've got the blog ideas, blog outline, and the blog post. This is, however, blank. So let's go ahead and try this again. I'll rerun it here. Keep in mind that this tool is in beta, so I suppose it's not that shocking that there are still some errors. All right, here we go. I've got some outputs. I just had to reload it the one time, and then the second time it did work, and it followed the outline. So I've got the 5 different headings here, and then there is text underneath each one of them. That is what I expected to see. You can see it's about 8,893 characters. Let's go ahead and switch that over to words. Is there a way to do that? I don't see anything on this screen about how to do that, but I can go ahead and edit things here. Now, I will say, just in terms of user interface, without having read the article yet, some things that they could improve upon would be, I don't like that the copy is so wide, right? Because when we read, think about reading a book, how many lines are on a page of a book? It's probably no more than about 14 words. So this is really hard for me to try to go through and read. So just as good as the rest of the UI has been, it's clear that this part is still in beta and they need to do a little bit more work in it. Also, when we have paragraph breaks, there isn't a visible line between the paragraphs. So it looks like, I probably should have a line break here and then probably a line break here. So just little things that they could do to make this look like a more, full blog post that looks professional. Just format it so it's a little easier to read. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read through this. I'll come back and give you my thoughts on how the article is. All right, so I've just read through the first paragraph, and unfortunately, it's not nearly as good as some of the other outputs that I've seen inside of the app. There is definitely some just kind of bad advice mixed in here. It's saying like, you should only write short, concise sales pages. I think anyone who's taken an online course or just looked at the sales page of an online course that costs maybe more than $1,000 will know that the sales pages tend to be extremely long. There's a lot of copy, and generally, the more expensive something is, the more copy you want to have so you can explain everything the person is going to get, right? So that is not where I would go with this. Like, make sure that this is as simple and as clear as possible, because you're not buying, a pair of socks. Everyone knows what that is. If you're buying an expensive high-end course, you'll definitely have to write your text differently on your sales page than if you're selling a $10 course. There's other little things that are kind of weird. It says like, if you're still with me, I won't bother you with the details. So, obviously that's just a GPT-3 error or kind of, quirk. You wouldn't want to write that in your article. Other things don't really make sense. Like, let's start by looking at why it's important to present your product in a perfect format. Reading a long sales page is not. So that just doesn't make sense at all. Okay, I'm going to read the second section here and I'll give you my reactions. All right, so the second section I think is better than the first, but as I said at the beginning of this video, it's not going to replace you. You're still going to have to write the article. I feel as though the outline was probably the best thing that I got out of this, the blog idea and the outline, and then I'd probably want to flesh it out with my own direction. So it'd be great if I could use AI to kind of guide it along and talk about, why is there value in a long form sales page, and when do you need to use the long form sales page? Or here, this second one says your sales page is the most important part of your online course. I agree with that, but the direction they go is kind of nonsensical. Right here, it says, you won't make any money from your course. You lose credibility. All your hard work will be for naught. If you've got a great course and a terrible sales page, you will not lose any credibility. You just need to improve your sales page. You will not lose. So it's just weird. It's, not the type of article you'd want to necessarily just copy and paste onto your website and you're done. It'll definitely take some work to finesse this into a readable article. All right, before we wrap this thing up, I do want to go ahead and test out the AIDA format because we did that in the last video. That way we can see very clearly how things compare here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new file and let's generate the AIDA framework. All right, so here from my inputs, it's simply asking for the company name and the company description. Rather than the company name, I'm going to go ahead and give it the product name, and I'll paste in my description that I used in the previous video, and let's generate. So in the copy AI review, I pointed out how the attention, that's supposed to be like the headline, the attention sections of each one of their outputs was not very clear. It was more like a blog intro. So these are looking much more like an actual headline, right? So attention, learn how to build a business with the expert advice you need to succeed. That's pretty good. Attention, we make it easy to learn how to use tools like Shopify, WordPress, Pinterest. Pretty good. Not great, but not terrible. There's one up here I liked. It was this one right here. Get the full picture of each tool before you invest your time, money, and effort into a business opportunity. So I think I could definitely work with that and finesse it into something that's kind of eye-catching. There is some junk, right? Because this first one up here says, if you love to learn but hate to master, then this is a perfect place for you. I guess that's not junk. It's a little clunky the way they write it. If you love to learn but hate to master, that is confusing. I wouldn't put that in some copy because it's just not clear enough. But overall, these are looking pretty good for attention. Let's look at the call to actions here. Sign up for our newsletter today. That is a call to action, so that's good. It's not a great one, but it's at least there. Check out our free course on how to start your own online store with Shopify. That is a call to action. Start learning today. So just, kind of making sure that these are actually actual call to actions because we don't always get that. Subscribe to our weekly insider tips today. Start your free membership today. Visit our website to learn more. So overall, the outputs here, I'd say, are definitely far and above what I saw inside of Copy AI. We look at the pricing just to talk about the value here. The starter plan is $19 per month, and you can save a little bit of money if you go up to annual. It's $16 a month, so it's not as drastic of a discount as we saw on Copy AI. We're going to get 20 credits here with 20 plagiarism checks. There is a Chrome extension, so you can basically use this app inside of Chrome. If we go up to the professional plan, we get a little bit more. We get unlimited credits, so that's really nice. The long form blog generations, like you saw here, we're going to get 100 a month of that. And then they do have an enterprise plan, but they don't even put pricing for it. That would give you unlimited everything. So you have to kind of contact them if you want to sign up for that. I will point out, it doesn't look like there's any sort of team or collaborative features here. So you would just be kind of sharing logins, which is not ideal. The last thing we need to do is check this for plagiarism. I want to check out their tool as well as use Copyscape. So let's head back over to our blog outputs here. This time I'm just going to copy this entire 8,000 character article and we'll paste this into Copyscape. So minor error here, even though it says copy to clipboard, when I go back over to Copyscape and I try to paste, nothing is filling in. So I'm not sure if this is a Copyscape error. No, it doesn't look like it. I think something is wrong with their copy button here. So I'm just going to copy this the old-fashioned way of just selecting and pasting. All right, there we go. I've pasted in the entire article. Let's go ahead and search. There we go. We've just searched 1,560 words. Remember, we're looking at characters over here. So that sounds about right. And no results found. So we passed the test. This is not showing up as plagiarized content. I would like to check out their built-in plagiarism checker. It is not available inside of the long form article assistant here. So let's go back out and check out maybe some of this Ada output. And actually, you know what would be better to do is probably the blog ideas or even the product description, because these were a little bit more, a longer form, 500 or 600 characters. So the way I use this is I select the text that I'd like, and then I hit to check for uniqueness right here. And it just tells me that checked 95 words and the plagiarism check was passed. Very similar to what I'd see inside of Copyscape. They may even be using Copyscape with an API connection between the two services. So that would be really nice, something I've not seen in other tools to check for plagiarism. So that is quite cool. All right, so this one was a bit of a sleeper hit to me. I didn't expect Copysmith to be quite so good. I think at $19 for their basic plan and $59 a month for their pro plan, this is definitely a really great value in terms of GPT-3 copywriting tools right now. I really like the user interface. I like how they gave a lot of demonstrations for what you could expect before something happened, because there's so many options. You're probably never going to run through all of the templates they give you. It's nice to see kind of what you expect, especially if you're on that lower plan and you're actually getting billed per word that gets output or how many credits you use. So that was really nice to see. I also love the fact that they've got that 1, 2, 3 step article generator. I think if they can refine the output a little bit more and let me, kind of work with AI inside of the article generator so that I could maybe, direct it with where I'd like the article to go, that could be super amazing as well. So overall, I think this tool is pretty solid, definitely one to keep your eye on, but we've got a lot more tools to review. So go ahead and check the playlist down below as new videos get posted that are GPT-3 related. I'll be putting them inside of the playlist so you can keep track of what all of the best tools out there are right now. Make sure you get subscribed if you haven't already. Click that notification bell so you get notified when new videos go live. Don't forget to sign up for the email list. I'll have a link for that down below. And links for everything, all of the tools we talk about, are also down below. Those are affiliate links. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and click on those before you make a purchase. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's going to do it for this video. I will see you in the next one.